Now, how do you become the best version of yourself? How do you become satisfied with your life? What can you do? What certain elements can you bring in order for you to maintain a good mindset, a healthy one? And how can you reach to the next level, next point or goal in your life? See, I believe there are 3 factors that prevent you from being the best version of yourself. The first one is that you're afraid of change. Let's say you wake up every morning at 7 a.m., you tidy your bed, you brush your teeth, you get dressed, go to work, go to school, and then after a couple of hours you return home, you eat, you do chores, do some homework, and then sleep again. You do this routine the day before, the day after, and so on. There's nothing wrong with this routine. In fact, I think this routine is great, exceptionally fine. But the thing is, you can't get used to it. You can't get used to doing this routine. And here's why. I'll give you examples. Let's say an amateur footballer wants to play in the professional leagues. What does he do? He trains 6 days a week instead of 2, like he normally did. Another example would be a high school student. A high school student that wants to achieve exceptionally high in their subjects in order for him or her to enter their desired college. They have to commit more to their studies and maybe even buy a planner to be more organized. See, the examples I just mentioned here are not real. I just made them up right now. And does not apply to all of us. Not all of us want to be footballers. Not all of us are in the high school phase. Then I have to give you a real life example. Something that affected all of us. I'm going to say the coronavirus. See, raise your hand if in any way the lockdown affected you. Physically, you lost weight. Mentally, you became more lazy, your mindset went down. Or even socially, you drifted from your friends. Yeah, all of us. So, the fact is here that the corona affected the whole world economically, politically, in a variety of ways. I can name, they're numerous. The thing is, when we all sat down in the lockdown in our houses, we all worked from home, online. What happened then? We lost motivation. We started not working efficiently as we used to. And then we changed. I'll tell you why. Because people are mad. They don't like change. Something like the corona was unexpected. No one expected out of a sudden a disease that would kill humans. Millions. Who would have expected that? No. Say, envision yourself 10 years from now. You stay where you are now. Nothing has changed. Would you be satisfied? No. So why are you afraid of change? Change is the only way you need. It's the only way you need in order to move forward. And like Winston Churchill once said, to improve is to change, and to be perfect is to change more often. Moving on to the second factor, why we're not the best version of ourselves. It's because bad things happen. Things that we have no control happen. I'm gonna tell you a story about my summer this year. Every once in a while, I take a long walk around the club I go to, and I'd pass by this saleswoman. She'd have this charming smile on her face, trying to sell her products to me and other passengers walking by. And I'd buy from her, to be honest. And every day I would pass by her. And then I stopped going to the club, and I stopped going anywhere because my mother was diagnosed with a tumor in her uterus. Okay. The thing here is that I was terrified. The tumor was so big, it was like 30 to 40, this size. And, okay. And I was with her the whole journey, from the start to the end. The most terrifying part was that you didn't know if you were going to make it to tomorrow. You didn't know if you were going to live or die. And that was the scary part for her as well. And I was scared because I was going to lose my mother. Okay, her neighbor as in the room next to us. She had a similar condition as hers, but only worse. Her name was Maryam. She had 5 kids. And she would call them every day and then check up on them. Her daughter would show her the necklace she made. And then after she checked up on her children, she would pass by the other rooms offering tea and support, even though she was in pain, she was in struggle, and she didn't know if she was going to make it tomorrow. When I looked at her, I was confused. I didn't know why was she so joyful. Like, she is one of the most joyful people I've ever met in my life. And I was confused. You didn't know if you're going to make it to tomorrow. Your health is at the worst it ever could be. Why are you smiling? And then I realized it didn't matter. Because you don't need a healthy life, or you don't need a good grades, you don't need a successful career, you don't need a good love life, you don't need money, you don't need these factors that most of us are compelled by in order to be happy. After my mom went out of the surgery, she struggled because recovery was the worst part. The worst part was not that she had a tumor, the worst part was after the tumor, after it was out of her. Because you have to heal, you have to get up from this weak point you had in your life and then go back to where you want to be. She was in pain. I helped her for a while, but then she got up on her own. You had to walk in order for the injury or for the cut to heal. You had to walk a lot, and she couldn't do it. But day after day, she did it on her own, and she got up by herself not because she just has to, because she wants to. She wants to continue processing her life. She wants to be happy. She wants to live a long life. She has goals. She has things to do. After I took my mom, and then she was great, and then everything went well. No tumor. It was benign. And then I went to the club. I walked past the shop of the weighted Satan, and she was open. She was closed for a while, but then she opened again. 6 months after her husband's passing. I then saw her smiling, wearing all black, mourning her husband, and she had this charming smile on her face. And then, why? You're wearing something you're mourning and still smiling. And then I realized as well that you wear what hurts you. You wear things or the situations or or the challenging struggles in your life and continue with your day-to-day tasks. And then do your job. And since then, she never missed a day until now. I still visit her. And she always has a charming smile on her face wearing black. People worry about these bad things. They worry that I got slowed down from my goal because this happened to me. It's not in my control. If you think of it, don't let these affect you, because we are 0.0003% of the universe. You're just a tiny speck in a big universe, so nothing really matters. The way you feel is uncontrollable. But the way you act, your behavior, your thoughts, these are choices. We are 4 significant figures to the size of the universe. So nothing really matters. Don't let these challenging situations affect who you are and what you want to do. They do not slow you down. You pass by. Which leads me to my third purpose. Some of us lack purpose. We don't know what we want in life. We don't have passions. It's not that we don't, it's because we haven't figured them out yet. They are always there. Maybe from the start, but you don't realize them until maybe at the end or whatever you realize them, and whenever your health or mentally growth. And this is because also we live in a world that we are influenced by others' opinions. We are judged, and we are tracked down on what we think is good and what we think is not. Maybe I like this shirt, but she doesn't like it, so I don't like it. And here's what I have to say to that, is that we all have different goals. We all have different lives. Your concept of a happy life can differ compared to mine. I like to wear this, you don't. We're different. We are not the same. We did not pass by the same struggles. Some of us develop quicker than others. So if you decide to go in your own way, go into your own direction, choose to grow at your own pace and not be judged, because you're going to be judged, but you have to ignore it. Then this will be one of the first steps to being the best version of yourself. And also, I'd like to give an example maybe. This is a remote, and if I hold it for a while, it's okay. I'm just hold it. And then, if I hold it even more, for like maybe 3 hours, my hands start to shake. I may feel paralyzed for a while. And then, the more I hold it, the more pain I feel. And when you're related to your real life, you have problems. You can get sad for a while, but don't hold on to them, because the more you hold on to them, the more you grip on them, the more pain you feel. And the more deep you go into the pain, and it's hard to get to the shallow, and hard to recover. There are 3 steps I encourage everyone to start to do. If not, they already do it already. Is to first of all surround yourself with people that bring out the best in you. You feel happy with them. You feel loved. The second thing is tie something, put a goal. And I believe the foundation of a happy life is tied to a goal. It can be anything. It can be to score high in my physics exam tomorrow. It can be to please my mother, please my sister, or it can be making other people happy. It can be different, because all of us are different with different goals. The third thing I recommend is find a passion. Something that keeps you going, takes your mind off things when you're sad. And yeah, I think if you're tied to a passion you really care about, it can be family. It doesn't have to be a hobby. It can be anything. I believe that you can. And like Albert Einstein once said, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow.